Well, hello there guys, welcome back. Unfortunately, the last part of the video became compromised and I wasn't able to use it. But we're back for part 3 of the Oakville to, the ethanol turn as I've called it. So we've now got our tankers loaded up. We're here at Burlington Yard still, and we're heading up to Oakville. So I'm going to let the last of the brake off. Reverse is in forwards, so just take a little bit of power and get moving. There we go, brakes released at the back of the train now, and we're away. So we've got a start limit of 15. I'll do this slightly hoodless. I'll just do it with the HUD. So there we go, we've got the road back on the main line. So drop the brake. I dropped the power off, sorry. Got the wagons behind us there. Got a new second woman as well. She's got shorter hair. Yeah, I have had to reload the game since the last video, so the numbers changed as well, unfortunately. Nothing I could do about that. Unless I start reloading the game until it spawns double one in for me again. Let's get up to 60. I'm just gonna let it, do the revs. Let's do a drive-by camera. Do from the platforms at Burlington. Why not? Pardon me. Makes you realise how big these things are. Like when you know, this platform height is about, about the height that I actually, probably this is about, that's a bit high actually for standing height, but yeah. You take the point. I want to bunny hop onto this container here. We are just highballing it, yeah. Look at that. Already up to speed, which that is pretty quick for a GP38 accelerating with a loaded train on the back. So yeah, from here to Oakville. So yeah, I say let me know what you think about these sort of mini series, because Oakville really lends itself to these sorts of videos. There's another one we can do, which is the Strathern Avenue turn, which is basically taking some grain cars down Strathern Avenue to be maintained, and then collecting a fresh set and bringing them back out. That'd be more like a GP9 turn, but yeah. I've got to say, like, it's been a while since I've properly played on Oakville because, I helped make the route. I drove up here before there was any scenery in this area. I remember that being just patched the scenery. But, yeah. I think finally very slowly reaching the point that I feel as though I can play the game again. Yeah, I'm going to record this, get this uploading, and then I should probably do another video after this one. I'm doing quite well at making content lately. I also had some good news yesterday, actually. I've got a job interview, which is the first bit of good news in a while. I had a few interviews that I completely binned because things happened, basically. That's the only way I'm comfortable explaining it, is things happened. So, I'm just tweaking my settings. Bear with me a quick second, guys. There we go. That should be a bit more stable now. So, yeah. I had an interview for a big discount supermarket chain, and they did video interviews. And it was, you have 40 seconds to answer this question, then you get cut off, and it's like, okay. But it's just, I find it so difficult to answer a question in you know, and they're quite long questions. Like, give an example of a time when you've worked well as a part of a team. Like, I give detailed answers. I can't answer that in 40 seconds. And this is working for a different supermarket, but in a really cool and different role. So hopefully something happens of it. Of course, I think it'll be today. We've got the M3 coming out. I'll be recording a video, probably getting it up tomorrow, the first look of it. It was the last DLC I saw being made at Dovetail before I left, apart from the project that I've worked on, that I was working on when I left, which hasn't been announced yet. But it was something, the amount of effort I put into the last project that we did before I left. Obviously, it's been, what, 6 weeks now, so, you know, it's entirely plausible they've binned all my work and started over. I really hope not, because I'm really proud of the work and the research I did. But, you know, we'll see what happens, right? Yeah, not that far left now. So yeah, this is, you know, I mentioned in part 2, I mentioned the Gatex wagons, these things. This is the Gatex maintenance facility over here, I think. Is it? Yeah, it is. Well, it's a Bronte. But yeah, so it's basically like a wagon repair place, which is fairly cool. Unfortunately, you don't get to use it in service mode, but there's a few wagons in there at least, which is nice. Oh no, this isn't the maintenance facility, this is a petroleum place. Yeah, you can see it goes into the untouchable, like the non-touchable area very quickly. Although the wagon's back there. I must be looking at the wrong place. Yeah, I am. I'm a ninny. Yeah, this bridge was actually one of the first assets to go in. I remember this bridge being in. And you just drive across like a gorge with just no detail at all. It was quite a strange experience. Yeah, this is the Gatex maintenance plant, which is why I got the Gatex livery. Although there's a fun fact about Hauptstrecke Rhein-Ruhr. If you spawn at one of the stations at like 10 o'clock at night, you hear what sounds like a parrot, and it's just weird. And I raised it as a bug, and the audio guy like goes there, listens to it, and goes, "Yeah, no, that's a nightingale. We researched it. That kind of bird lives there." I was like, "That's cool." I've got the case of this. I've got hay fever. I've not got the sniffles, just so I don't like make you guys think I have plague. Everyone has plague. Plague, plague, plague. We could do the autoracks as well, actually, just thinking about it. that's, I believe over here, this line here, is where the tutorial happens with the oil loading, for the ethanol loading. It's the only time you, I think it's that one over there. No, probably isn't actually, that looks different. That's a paint factory, I think, actually, sorry, my apologies. Yeah, that's where you do the tutorial, that one there. Again, I remember that tutorial and testing that. You know, it's yeah, it is, you know, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I definitely think working at Dovetail was one of the highlights of my professional career. You know, and yeah, it sucks that I don't work there anymore. Like, it well and truly does. But it's cool that it happened. We've got 2 miles till 30, which I won't be passing it at about 20 because I'm sure there's a 15 just after it. And I don't want to get caught out. I've got 1 minor speeding today, which is like 1 mile an hour over, which I can live with. We've got 4 miles to go. Quite a quick drive, this one, actually. Yeah, so the you know the timings that are provided to tell you how long each journey takes, they're done as per the dispatcher. Yet we've not broken the speed limit, and I'm actually driving in a very relaxed fashion. And you know, we're completing these with plenty of time to spare. Actually, no, banking com can be off on this train. I've also been working on some DCS stuff. I'm hopefully going to be in a position very soon to bring you guys a full strike package video where we infiltrate, do our strike, and then fly out. Because one of the things I purchased recently was a new joystick, which is such a quality of life improvement when doing DCS stuff. Because in DCS, you know, obviously it's very much, you know, there's a lot of systems depth to it, sorry. And there's also a great deal of, you know, buttons to press and stuff to do in a hurry. So really, you need a lot of buttons bound on your HOTAS. And I had the T-Flight HOTAS, which I still continue to maintain as a brilliant flight stick. Especially if you're starting out. It's, you know, you can't rival the cheapness and just how well it works. But, yeah, it was time for an upgrade. I did some searching online, and I got an X52, an X52 Pro to be exact, for £100 on eBay, which is a pretty solid deal. And it's barely used. You know, it smelt of polished plastic when it came out the bag. You know, it came in the box. It smelled of, like, you know, that new plastic smell you get like when you get in a new car and stuff, and it just smells weird. It smelled like that. So I was, you know, it's basically brand new. I think I've used it more than the previous owner did, and I've only had it like a week and a bit. But it's been really solid. Thoroughly enjoyed actually just doing out of ground stuff, and you know, like literally the way I start my day up is I think of a scenario. Usually ground attack, because ground attack's more my thing. But I've got a mile time at 15. Cool. Plenty of time. So yeah, and like today I did a GPS strike on Bandra Bass Navy base. I can't hop down. Most fascinating. Usually you can jump down even when the train's moving a bit. Probably must be because I'm doing like 26 miles an hour. But yeah, and you know, I did it in such a way that basically the objective of the mission, if you like, was to kill some terrorists that were having a meeting on a boat in the harbour. Right next to them, there was a tanker. An oil tank had been moored. So I thought, brilliant, let's drop 2 bombs, very rapid succession. One hits the tanker and blows that up. And just to make sure that the, you know, that the other boat goes up, we'll bomb that as well. So, you know, I basically, in terms of Black Ops, then no one's going to think that, oh yeah, you know, that tanker blew up and it happened to kill a lot of terrorists. And then I, you know, and I, because I was at high altitude doing GPS bombing, I could drop my bomb from like, I think it was like 20 odd miles away when I dropped my bomb. So I actually dropped the bomb, turned away and hit the deck and ran for it, which probably would have given me away more than just doing a gentle turn on course away from airspace. But yeah, it was good fun. There we go, that was the thumbnail being taken. Also, there's a musical called Newsies, and one of the songs in it is King of New York, and it's just stuck in my head. Probably because I'm like, thinking about New York, getting ready to record videos on the Long Island Railroad, but yeah. Who would have thought I'm the Queen of New York? Yeah, I can't sing. I believe technically notch 1, actually I'm going up a hill. On level ground, I know in the GP9, theoretically, if you're in notch 1, you should be going no faster than, it should like terminal velocity you out at 14.5 miles an hour. So we're going to snake our way across here. It's honestly, I've really enjoyed this. I really enjoy running on Oakville. It's such a nice little route. That could be a nice screenshot, actually. Yeah, it's a fun time. I also just posted, what was the video I posted? Oh yeah, it was one of the aspirant ones. I need to go and take a screenshot for it, actually. I did my first video with Bruce, the Australian, who's a bit drunk all the time. I did a DUI call the other day, like, with him last night, and I was in a taco truck, completely off my face, drunk. And I stopped for the police, and he's like, he's like, license, registration, proof of insurance for the truck. I'm like, okay, bro. So I reached down, like, and literally just, like, jam it in reverse, just, like, end up reversing at the cop at high speed, like, not at the cop, sorry, at his car, and ramming into his car, and just, yeah. I do a lot of very serious role playing, and I'm starting to learn and get better at doing the not so serious stuff. Oh, interesting. I subbed in from CSX Heavy Haul. You've got CSX. So, yeah, they're the CN wagons. They are literally just reskinned. These come off NEC. I don't have NEC installed, do I? Weird. I'm going to be doing a lot of the American stuff because I really enjoy it, actually. I guess what I like about American stuff is the big trains aspect. So I think I want to do a sand patch grade. Probably do it as a live stream because that route takes too long for a video. Unless it gets into the GP9s in. Here's a fun fact for you. I wonder, are these actually fake news ones or not? No, then they are fake news. Yeah, so these wagons back here are actually fake news. The easiest way you can tell. Oh, no, they're not fake news. How are they? What? They're fake news? No, I can't read a map. That's what's going on here. But yes, on some of the scenarios, if you look, the auto wreck wagons on Oakville aren't actually coupled. They're just sitting very close together, like in the Maple Leaf motoring. All of the auto wreck wagons, except the ones at the very front, in case you accidentally ram into them, are scenery assets, so they have no collision and it saves performance. Yeah, that was a fun one. It does that on Long Island Railroad as well. Oh, they did that on Long Island Railroad, sorry. I'm going a long way down there. Just put notch 1 power back on. Yeah, these ones are all going to be real. And then you get sort of containerized freight or boxcars going in here. One of the things I want to do is I was part of the editor beta when I was DTG staff, and I want to see if I'm still allowed to be part of it, basically. Just reach out to a few contacts and just say, hey, I have it installed on my PC. Can I, you know, can I? If I can, you know, work on some, because I've got a lot of time to kill right now. I've probably got until September to kill. You know, working up some service modes and like things like Oakville, you know, making a service mode up for that to use a bit more CSX stuff, a bit more long train work, you know, and not even charge for it, but just say, hey, Dovetail, if you can beta test this, you know, go for it, lads. Got a Jeep 9's pair of, ooh. For 120 and 125. They are, yeah, they're Jeep 9's. Literally, the way you can tell is the front. So this thing has a very flat front. If you see there, yeah. Those have a slight like V shape in the front windscreen. Also, their train is much bigger than mine. I feel intimidated. Actually, looking at the time for this video, it worked out about perfectly. I can't complain. So we'll get stopped here. So we'll secure the train. We'll do that after the service ends, just for fun. And then we'll end the video. Because the office is right over that way, so it's a bit of a walk. So we can. I mean, I'm not going to make you guys watch the entirety of it, but I will walk over there for the role play. There we go. 12 miles driven, not bad. We've got the Glod medal. I got some more driver levels. I'm going to go return to free room. A light here, please exit the vehicle. Oh no, hang on, I need to secure my cab. Right. Need to take my reverser handle out. Fine, I'll leave it in because this is one remaining on the train, but I'll just... handle off. Brake cut out. There it was. Apparently I drove another service. I just want to put a handbrake on. Actually, I should put the handbrake on this thing. Which reminds me, oh, it's out front, isn't it? No, no. I want off. Help, I want off. No, I'm being kidnapped. Help. Please stop. I was trying to help. Well, guys, you're about to see what happens when you go off the end of a map in Train Sim World. It's quite a comic little thing. I'm going to stand here when it happens. This went terribly. Yeah, this is what happens when you go off the end of a map. Unless you've found a hole in the map. You know, I can't be bothered. Basically what happens is you get pushed back and back and back, and then you get pushed through this, and then you end up falling through the map. Oh yeah, you can climb up here as well. This is considered a seat according to the game. I think it'd be this bridge that'll be the end of the map. Yeah, it is a fun little look at this. And there we go. We're being pushed. It'll be this bridge. Yeah, I can see the map afterwards. It must be this bridge. Oh. So does that, well, within the editor it just pushes you off the world. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys.